Alright, so in this lecture, I'll be going over how to paint textures in Mudbox using the projection method, which is this feature here. So, first of all, I will bring in the shapes, and I'll give these to you guys for homework so you can work on them. The OBJ file here. And this message will come up, but it shouldn't be a problem. Problems detected in mesh, so keep this mesh for those two objects there, the sphere and the cube. Alright, so once you have these in, what I recommend doing is new layer. PNG or Targa is what I typically work with, so I would go with either of those. And let's go with 1024 by 1024. This will be a diffuse layer. This assignment will cover using the diffuse, which is the color map. So this will be, name it flood. And what I will do is I want to change the color. I had something in it earlier that I had picked, but yeah. Something. I'll go with that. In order to flood this, all you have to do is paint layer. And I recommend do that. Just it's beneficial to your diffuse painting. And now what we can do, in order to paint an actual diffuse layer, I will name this. Well, I've picked out a texture earlier. I got this from textures.com, which this is a great site. Great resource for textures. Make sure when you get one it's seamless, because otherwise you have to paint the seams in another program, and I'm not really requiring you guys to do that. So as I was saying, I picked up this granite one, 1024 by 1024, which is the size I need. You can also look on Google for tolerable or seamless texture, and you can come up with something. I recommend something square, like 1820 by 1820 is good. I think you get the idea. And with textures.com, I have the free account, so I get 15 textures per month. And then premium, I don't know what the limit is on that, but there's a cost of that. You don't have to do that though. That's just, if you want to though, you can. Anyway, I will click OK. I want to name this, I'll name this marble, since I'm going to use that marble texture. Marble D, I would just put that after, so you know it's diffuse. Keep everything organized. I'll say OK. And I'm going to bring in that, so what you can do, add stencil. And in college, whenever I worked in Mudbox, I was downloading textures on a regular basis. So on my desktop, well, I think it was a desktop I had in the past, it had several textures that I downloaded. I just left them here. Anyway, this would be my Mudbox folder here. Here it is, and it's right there. So that's great. Okay, so you can paint these as the way they are, which is all fine and good, but a better idea is you can select these models, right click, select, and let's go to flatten UV space, rotate, and you can see them flattened. So what I want is, you can use whatever texture you want. You don't have to do it this way. This is just an idea. But remember, prior to painting, you want to make sure that this color is white on your projection layer. Why? Well, because if you leave it green or whatever other color, the texture will have that color in it, and it'll, I mean, yeah, it's great if you want to do it that way, but I typically don't, so I don't, it's up to you. But anyway, to adjust the brush size, use the bracket keys, and you can tell, see, as I paint it, Is that white? I want to make sure that is, but I have to re-click that. That looks white to me. Well, even if it's not the way it should be, it's still... the point still stands. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Why don't I kind of... because if I leave it that grayish color, it's going to be gray. But, you know, you might want that. I don't have anything against it. It's just that's not typically how I work, so... anyway. So I've used that layer. Okay, and let's say... now I want to... you can adjust the strength on these before I get ahead of myself. You can adjust the strength, so that can actually... you can leave it at 100. I kind of like that, though. That 60... that's a good... you know... depends on what you want. Depends on you, what you want to do with it. And I'll make a new layer. This ear is interesting. I don't know. The samples are great, but I don't know if I like any of those. I don't know if I want to use any of those. So, let's see what metal has. This painted one looks interesting. Or even... let's see what plastic has. Some rubber. Why don't I try rubber? If I could find anything that's seamless, then... yeah, it kind of depends on what's available. And I'd rather find something seamless than have to spend time making it seamless. So yeah, I kind of like that one. Or this one even. This is seamless. Yeah. I'm going to go with this. This metal painted. And yeah, if you have premium, you can looks like you can get a bigger size, but for our purposes, this is fine. Let's see, and this is under my downloads folder, so just be sure that you know where it is. I'm gonna copy this to my Mudbox folder just because it's that way I know where it is. It's easier to find that way. Alright, so I'll bring in that, add stencil, and I want my metal painted. And then I'll say new layer, metal, D. Another PNG, once again, you can use Targa, it doesn't matter. Okay, and I want to paint this on my sphere. Not there. So if you accidentally paint something, remember, Control Z, undo. And I like that. That's pretty cool. And yeah, you can paint on the shapes themselves in the 3D view, unflattened, but I don't know, it just seems much more difficult to work that way because you're constantly rotating, and here it's just, this is like working in Photoshop. Oops, I got some on there, I can erase that. But yeah, you can also use the erase tool if you end up getting some on another shape. This is like painting in Photoshop, except you have a camera that you can rotate, and you can up and down, middle mouse click, right? It controls a lot like Maya, so yeah. Right click, zoom in and out. Left click, you can do that, and middle mouse click also zooms in and out. You know, if you want to hide the projection, hit the Q key. And okay, so I'm gonna see how this looks if I change the strength. Okay, I kind of like that. And then now I will do the cylinder. So it's the same thing. I'm gonna find another texture, but as I was saying, you can use what's already provided. Well, maybe should I do that? I don't know. These are okay, but not really what I'm looking for. So anyway, what do I want from concrete? I like this mossy one. Might be kind of interesting. Or if there's a wood. I haven't done wood yet. I was thinking about that. There's a fine wood. There's plywood, logs, planks. I think plywood would make the most sense for a shape like that. Painted. Let's see what new plywood has. That's seamless. That's seamless. 8K. Wow, that's a. I don't think they had 8K when I was in college. So you guys are, you guys are fortunate that they. Yeah, I don't think they even had 4K when I was in college. But anyway, I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, save file. Once again, I will copy this. You don't have to copy this. It's just something I choose to do. So documents, Mudbox. I may make my own folder for textures just so it's a bit more organized. But since this is only 3 of them, I don't really have much to worry about. There we go. And Control V. I'll bring this in now. Yes. So plywood, and then this will be new layer. Wood D. Alright. And this is my cylinder. I will bring back the projection. No, this is what I want. Yeah. Yeah, if you end up, I'll erase that in a moment. I'm not. Can you just? Because I think you can. Oh, so you can scale this too. S right button, rotate. Or if you move the stencil, S and middle button, you can even do that. I typically don't do that, but hey, the feature's there. Let's see, rotate R. Oops. Cancel. I mean, no. Well, never mind that. I would. You mainly will just need to scale and move. I would think. Okay. So I'm gonna move this. And I'm gonna paint over these guys here. Alright. And I'll erase this. I don't know if there's a hotkey for erase. But anyway. Let's see how this came out. Well, before I do that. Alright, that's good. Unflatten from UV space. Deselect model. Okay. That's pretty good, I think. We're not doing normal maps yet. Although that would look, for these, that'd be great. I don't know if I can. I mean, I can, but I'm not sure how much of an effect it would have. You might have to use X normal or whatever and then import it. But anyway, that's also a free program if you're interested. But for now, let's just stick with painting the diffuse on, because I don't want to throw too much at you. This is a new program. But yeah, have fun with this. As I was saying, use any texture you would like. So each object should have its own texture. Yeah, so you don't need to. I wouldn't merge these layers yet. There is a feature to merge visible, but you can also solo this. And if you do that, yeah. But yeah, don't merge any layers. Just leave them the way they are, so that way I can take a look and see how you've named them and what your strength is, and that way I can make sure everything's organized, basically. That's it for this, I'll say. Do I want to use stamps? I mean, you can, but I'm not really requiring stamps. Actually, that's not even the right layer, is it? Yeah. Maybe we'll do stamps another time. For now, just stick with your... Let's see. That's what that is. Just stick with projection. And if you have any questions, if you need any support, let me know, and I'll be able to assist you. Oops.